Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. Yep. Last we left off, we did the other half of the Darkroot Gardens. Yep. Started off unlocking the door with the seal on it using the Crest of Artorias. Yeah, just on the other side of that is the Forest Hunters. A bunch of hostile NPCs dotted around. Yeah, a few of them have the Ring of Fog equipped, so they're like partially invisible. So we did a cautious approach, just trying to pick them off one at a time, because those guys are no joke. Definitely recommend going in back there with a +10 weapon at least. Because if you don't have a +10 weapon, it could take a while to beat them, and they're tough. But we did slow and steady, picked them off one at a time, took on the two knights, which are probably the most dangerous ones back there. They don't respawn, luckily. The rest of the hunters, one is a mage, one's a thief, one's a cleric, one's a bandit. Those four will respawn, so they're also a good source of early, soul farming. Just hit the bonfire outside the gate, go in, take those four on, rinse and repeat. You get like, 2, 4, get about 6,000 souls per run, maybe a bit more. Yeah, just from those four alone, it's like 6,000 to 8,000. So it's an easy early soul farming place, but we took them on. There's also an archer back there that also has a Ring of Fog on, who dropped for us Ferris's black bow and hat. We will be using the black bow because it is better than the short bow. It does have a longer shot range too, so might as well. And then cleared out the rest of the little forest area full of little tree people ents. Picked up the eastern set. Went back to Alvina, or a little structure containing Alvina, the leader of the Forest Hunter Covenant. Talked to her, joined the Covenant. That caused Shiva of the East to spawn. So we talked to him, his bodyguard. So now that we're part of the Forest Covenant, he will show up in Blighttown as a merchant. That was like the main reason why we went back there. And then we crossed the bridge, picked up the Stone Soldier set, an Enchanted Ember, which I haven't given to Rickard yet. Fought two of the giant mushroom people because they guarantee to drop pine resin. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, but it's a pretty high chance. So, and they will respawn, so that's also a good source for pine resin, the gold pine resin anyway. Well, let's be careful because those two big mushrooms back there can like 2-tap us right now. So, yeah. I did plan on taking on Sif, but then I realized we joined the Covenant, and fighting Sif and beating Sif would have probably broken the Covenant. So I erred on the side of caution and not fight Sif. There is really an item behind the grave so you could pick up without triggering a fight, but I don't quite know what the range to trigger the fight. So I just, again, erred on the side of caution. I left it there. We don't really need the ring, not until we head up to Anor Londo. And by the time we get out of Blighttown, then we don't need Shiva of the East as a merchant anymore, so we can go back to the forest and take on Sif at that point. So, but I skipped Sif for now. And then after that, we went down to the basin, took on the Hydra, reloaded the area, which would cause the Golden Golem to spawn, took care of the Golden Golem, which freed Dusk, talked to Dusk, reloaded the area, summoned Dusk, talked to her, bought some stuff, reload the area again in order for her armor set to show up back to where we freed her in the little cave. So, yeah, all that quick reload just to get Dusk's armor set and a merchant, but definitely worth it in this part because we're gonna need the cast light from her for Tomb of the Giants. Fall control is just not fall control. Oh, and we also her catalyst. Catalyst was another reason why we wanted to go down there. Oops. Getting my left and rights mixed up. Yeah, she sells a catalyst that's really good in the early game until we get our intelligence levels up. So we're going to be using that for a little bit. And that was it. Made some progress. Well, cleared out some areas. Made a little progress. Getting ready to do the last of the stuff before we head down to Blighttown. So once we go down, I don't want to come back up until we're done with going down. It is a long way down and a long way up. Well, it's a long way down, but there is a shortcut back out, but we can't quite get to it just yet. But anyway, yeah, that was all we did last episode. Forest Covenant. Well, the other half of the Darkroot Garden. Join the Covenant. Kill the Hydra. Free Dusk. Yeah, I think that was it. Picked up some items along the way, but nothing major. And between episodes, I didn't do anything. You know, I might have bought some, upgraded some things, but maybe some armor pieces like the Knight's Legging here that we got last episode. Ferris's Black Bow we upgraded. So all I really did was upgrade some weapons, some armor. So that was about it. And for today, I plan on going back to the asylum. Yep, we're gonna go reverse jailbreak, I guess, what do you call it? Yeah, because the Crestfallen over there hinted that we can go back, that the bird will take us somewhere if we find a nest and cuddle up like a ball. And so it will take us back to the asylum where it will change. There'll be black knights in there. Oscar will be a hollow. You can fight the stray demon. There's one particular key item in there that will allow us to access the painting. And we also have to do some trades with Snuggly the Crow. And then after we do the asylum, we'll come back here and take on the gargoyles. It's finally time to take on the gargoyles. They'll be the last thing we do before we head down. So we're about ready to head down. I should probably get some more poison arrows, to be honest. I should probably get some more poison arrows just in case. So yeah, fun time. And our equipment for today, start off with the Partisan +10. Again, I really love the Partisan. It's, spear weapon. I like spears in general. It has its strong attack is a wide sweeping slash, so it's very versatile. But got it to +10. Upgraded the Black Bow of Ferris to +10, so it will be better than our short bow. Kesutus Kite Shield, Gradusius Kite Shield. Ulysil Ivory Callus, because then again it has a flat magic. Oops. No. My button mixed up. Yeah, because again it has a flat magic adjust, so again, good for the early game. Armor sets: the Thief Mask, Hollow Warrior Armor, Sorcerer Gauntlets, and Knight's Leggings. I think it looks pretty good, in my opinion. Like a little scrappy fighter. Havel's Ring's probably going to be a main ring. Well, we could probably take it off. No. If we take it off, we have to shed about 3.5 units. And no. So we'll keep the Havel's Ring. Wolf Ring, again, we could use this for just about any. We have options now, but Wolf Ring is still a good, solid ring for right now. I could use this, but we might. I don't know. But we'll stick with the Wolf Ring for now, just for the extra poise. Here are the stats. These should be the same as last episode. I got 2 copies of Soul Arrow, Fall Control, and Magic Weapon. Now they have the Ulysil Catalyst. Some of those spells will start doing some damage. Alright. This shouldn't be... Let's get our show on the road. Anything to say? Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah. This shouldn't be too long of an episode. The Undead Asylum revisit, it isn't going to take very long. There's 2 Black Knights we gonna fight, hopefully for another chance to get a shield. Stray Demon, Oscar, some items. Yeah.
Oh, a miracle. Come again.
So yeah, the Asylum revisit shouldn't take very long, but the longest part's probably going to be the boss fight at the end, just because it's a really, the straight even is really powerful for this portion of the game. And you just gotta walk off the elevator as it goes up. Oh, there's an item over there. Easiest just to be medium load and just roll off. You should land right here on the pillar. No need to jump, no need to do all that, just roll off the edge. It works best when you have medium load, so. Or it works if you have medium load. Let's see what happens. Alright, grab this. Undead Asylum F2 West. Definitely gonna need that before we go to the Asylum. That unlocks a door to get to a special ring we're gonna need. Jump across. Hit the elevator again. Yeah, we need that key to open up another section of the Asylum. Key to the iron bars on the west side of the second floor of the Northern Undead Asylum. So they went by count iron bars. But even so, if a hero found a key in Lordran to liberate this prison, would he have the means or the heart to ever come back? That is a good question. Wait, to say means? Hold on, I just want to make sure I read it right. Would he have the means or the heart to ever come back? Okay. We do have means. We have to go on the Crow Express. So the question is, do we have the heart? And the answer is yes. Just kind of carefully make your way up. Don't think there's any items up here. Just come up to the nest. Curl up like a ball. And like the coffin in the catacombs, you have to actually wait for a little bit before it triggers. So we're just gonna sit here for a couple seconds. There we go. Thank you, Crow. I see you found the time to make a nest. But we're back at the Asylum. Yep. All right. Now that we're back, the enemy scaling here is actually increased since last time, so these enemies are a lot stronger. Ow. Come on. Elevation. Ow. Yeah, elevation differences is the issue, but where are you? All right, Snuggly. All right. That should be fine. Okay. You can only do trading with Snuggly once you revisit the Asylum. All you have to do is drop an item, only one, and you have to reload the area somehow, either by sitting at a bonfire or quitting out and reloading. The fast method, in my opinion, is to quit out and reload, especially if you're on like a PlayStation, the PS5, or the PC.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
All right. And new items in the appear. Yeah, there's a list of certain items that the crow will accept for a trade. Your moss clumps. Well, actually, I'll show some of them here, like the cracked red eye orbs that we just dropped. 2 purging stones. And right now, the purging stones are 6,000 apiece at the undead female merchants, so it's a good trade. I also recommend having your back to the wall here. For whatever reason, when you reload the area, your character kind of shifts a little bit backwards as it stands up. So I find if you have your back to the wall here, you'll end up backing into the wall and not accidentally falling off the cliff. So you can trade a sunlight metal. You can trade a sunlight metal for, I think, a white titanite chunk. Cracked red eye ores for the purging stones. I don't think the eye death's for anything. Moss clumps you can. I think the red moss clump, purple moss clump give you a twinkling titanite apiece.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
And we get twinkling titanite. Nice. We can buy those later on, but they're like 8,000 a piece, so it's like these trades here are actually really valuable early on. Though you can only do the trade once per play cycle or game cycle. So once you drop a moss clump for twinkling titanite, you can't do it again. You can only do it once. So plan accordingly.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Twinkling titanites. Blooming purple one's another one. Gives you 2 twinkling titanites. This is probably going to take a while. Well, not really. We're almost done. We have at least 2 more trades to do.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
2 twinkling titanites, which gives us what, like 8, 12. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's enough to upgrade a weapon to max. All right, so we did those. Purging stone. I don't think a firebomb was trade anything. You do a dung pie. I know that. I don't think the firebomb is for anything. I think that's in Dark Souls 3. I think that's a trade for that one.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Oh, Demon Titanite. Okay. Dung pie for Demon Titanite. That's a good trade. Use Demon Titanites to upgrade boss weapons, so... I think a Prism Stone is one. I think. It might... I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. Again, there is a specific list of items it'll accept. I don't have it up on the screen anywhere.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Oh, Prism Stone was one for a Demon Titanite. That is a good trade. I think we bought the Prism Stone for like, what, 50 souls a piece? None of those. I know Twin Humanities is one, but I only have 2 and I'd rather not get rid of it just yet. I don't quite remember what we get in exchange. Rubbish we can drop. The crow will take. So it does have a use. So.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Titanite chunk for rubbish. Yeah. Alright. What else do I want to trade? We could do the sunlight metal, but again, I want to hold on to those. We could do Twin Humanities, but I don't quite remember what we get, and I'd rather hold on to it for now. We'll take copper coin or that. Okay. Trying to think what else. Oh, yes, there is one other thing. Where is it? We'll also take a skull lantern. Yep. They'll take a skull lantern. I remember that. This is actually a good trade to do. This is another reason why I went down to the catacombs.
You give me warm, give me soft.
Yep. And we get a ring of fog, so we too can turn partially invisible. Yeah, it'll definitely help if we're trying to sneak up on enemies, but for now, nah. Alright, we can trade the sack for the Demon's Great Hammer, but I don't want to trade the sack for that. We're not gonna have nearly enough strength to wield it. We could trade this. Well, actually, I don't think it'll accept a sack +3. No, I don't think so. I think once we upgrade it, it no longer is part of the list. I don't think Snuggly will take it. I think it has to be unupgraded for her to take it. So the sack, I don't think we can trade that. Trying to think what else it'll take. Sack for the Demon Great Hammer. There's another helmet later on called the Xanthus Crown. You trade that for a Ring of Favor and Protection. The Sunlight Metal gives you a white Titanite chunk. Pyromancy Flame, unupgraded, will give you a red Titanite chunk. The Ascended Pyromancy Flame will get you a red Titanite slab. I'm trying to remember. There's a way to get the Old Witch's Ring from Snuggly the Crow as well. I don't quite remember what the item you need to trade for it is. I don't know. I'll probably put the list in the description, probably the full list. But I think for right now we're done with Snuggly. I think I traded everything I wanted to trade for now. So. All right. Do not run into the middle. The floor will give out, and you will have to fight the boss. So, yeah, just avoid the middle of this room. You can hear him. Yeah, we'll rest. We'll actually kindle this one once. Just in case. Just in case. In fact, I don't know. Yeah. Ow. Trying to do my little sorcery, see how it fares, but right, so we're gonna go this way first. Yes, we could sit at the bonfire, but we're not going to. Develop meshes are still there, but down the hallway is a Black Knight. Black Knight with the sword and shield, so it's the easier one to deal with. But he's down there. There he is. Okay. Magic weapon going. Okay, about half health. That's nice. it a 2-shot, or does it have to do it one more? Nah. No shield. Not even your weapon. Wow. Even I have 20 humanity. Come on. That means there's only one more chance. God, nah. Dark Souls, I have a love-hate relation with you. You're making it difficult to love you. And there he is, Oscar of Astora. He's now hollow. Oops. Patrol now, though he probably saw us. His weapon does have magic on it, so yeah, just be careful. Backstab. Oh. But we have a stronger magic. Oscar. Goodbye, sir. He drops the Crest Shield. A very good shield. It's actually a very good shield that I will probably use right now. Mainly for its magic negation, yep. 8% magic negation, 100% physical, same weight. I think it takes Twinkling Titanite to upgrade, but we're going to use it. Because the boss, the Stray Demon, uses magic attacks. This does reduces magic damage. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. So, we'll use it. So if it wasn't, actually, I'll double check to make sure it uses Twinkling Titanite, because I think it does. Back down that way, we can go back up here. Watch out for the ball trap again. Poke. Pokey McPoke. Over here, our friend has a friend. Yeah, just pluck him off. There we go. And this requires the F2 West key that we picked up before we came here. Definitely recommend getting it just for this ring on the other side. So this is the Rusted Iron Ring. Ring, not key. It improves balance on poor footing. Pretty much anywhere that you slow down because of the either like deep water or sludge or whatever, this will prevent you from being slowed. It was used to shackle the guilty. It is terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find the strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it's easier to gain footing on poor ground such as swamps. Definitely recommend coming here to get this ring before you go down to Blighttown, because it makes the bottom of Blighttown so much more. It just makes it so much more. What's the right word? Can't really think of the right word. Much more bearable. I'll say that. More bearable. Oops. Crest shield. Yep. Shield of a nameless knight, likely a high-ranking knight of Astora. One of the enchanted blue shields, the crest shield greatly reduces magic damage. Yes, it does. We also got the Ring of Fog. Yeah, those who befriend Alvina are given this mysterious ring. It resembles a pearl with a robust, pure white fog. The ring camouflages its wearer's presence, helping to prevent detection. Yes, you could get the Ring of Fog with the Forest Hunter Covenant. I think it's a possible reward, or it's a reward for a level up in the Covenant. But you don't have to do it to get it. Again, just trade the Skull Lantern for it, and you're good. Alright. So that clears this top area. Now we gotta go back to our cell. We'll rest up real quick. Well, no, we don't really need to. I think you just barely see him. There's another Black Knight at the end of the hall. So, going a little bit. Yep, there he is. Come here, Mr. Black Knight. I need your shield. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Will you be kind to give me your shield? I want your shield. Let's go. I didn't want your weapon. I wanted your shield. That means there's only like 2 more Black Knights we can get it before the end. There's one in the Tomb of the Giants. Is that it? No, it can't be it. The last Black Knight outside of the kiln is in Tomb of the Giants? Really? I didn't want your weapon, I wanted your shield. Oh well. Yep. Wander Lordran, large motion, deflect the yeah. Maybe we could two-hand it, but I don't really care to. Actually, we could use that against the stray demon. I mean, it will do extra damage to him because he's classified as a demon, and it'll do extra damage. Maybe, we'll see. Yep, in our cell, another hollow, a peculiar doll. A strange doll with a strange dress. Yep. There once was an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly, and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. Yeah, we need that to get to the painted world, so... Mr. Stray Demon. Alright. And he's actually the last thing we have to do down here. I don't know, we'll see. Do I want to use the Black Knight shield? I mean armor? Not shield, sword. Yeah, we don't have enough strength for that. I would like to use this, but I don't have enough strength. Same with that. I was thinking of using the Great Lord sword because the Stray Demon is more susceptible to slash. It does slash damage, also toxics, so we could that'll probably help. If we use this, I'll use that. This should do extra damage to him too, so but we have to two-hand it in order to use it. Standard R1. So. Upgrade, it requires Twinkling Titanite, yeah. This also requires Twinkling Titanite. We'll give it a try with the Black Knight sword. We'll see how well it does. I'm not very confident, but better than nothing. Alright. Yeah, it can't be buffed, so... But anyway. Alright. So the center of the arena, if you walk over it, it will give way. You'll get dropped down into the arena with a stray demon. And you will take fall damage. Unless you have fall control. So... Alright. Alright, let's do this. We'll look at distance, get up to him. That AoE does magic damage. Okay, it's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. Ah, I thought I was outside. Careful. That's a bit slow for my taste. That blast can hit you behind him, so just be careful. Got a bigger butt than the other guy. Attack. Back off. And just stay kind of close to him because his magic attack has a pretty big range. Especially if you're out in front of him. I get into like a little loop. Getting a little greedy. Butt slam. Just try to stay behind if you can. Whack the tip of his tail. All right. Victory achieved. Humanity, Homeward Bone, and he's guaranteed to drop a Titanite slab. Stray Demon. Again, wrong emote, but okay. Anyway, yeah, Stray Demon. Not too hard. The hardest part is landing, because the fall from up there will take out about half your health unless you have fall control. So if you land you're half health and you're kind of scrambling to heal back up, and he's gonna whack at you with one of his magic attacks. Yeah, but if you can survive the fall, maybe the first 1 or 2 attacks, you should be okay. Yeah, just stick behind him, whack at his tail, try to keep him in his little ground slam magic loop. So, yeah, stray demon, not too bad. Very strong demon or enemy for this part of the game, but it's doable. Again, unupgraded Black Knight sword. Yeah, it's actually better than I thought. So, it did about as much as I thought. So, I was thinking of using, the Grave Lord's sword for the slash damage, which he's weaker to, as well as the toxic part. But if you had a bleed weapon, you can actually go through him pretty quickly with the bleed weapon, because he is pretty susceptible to bleed. So let's get our Mallet Breaker back. Get a partisan. Screw her, we'll rest. Okay. I'm not gonna spend any souls just yet, because I want to make sure I have like 50,000 when we go down to Blighttown. Again, for Shiva's merchant stuff. Ow. So. Alright, yeah. Stray Demon is the only guaranteed source of a Titanite slab in the base game. It's really sad we didn't get the Black Knight shield. Man. It's really sad. I know it's like a 5% chance to drop, but we had double the item discoveries, so we should at least gotten it by now. Do I want to trade with Snuggly? No. I think we got all the trades I want. Alright. Go back to Firelink. Just reset the crow. Crow like a ball. It should happen instantly from now on, so if you want to come back, just climb up the Firelink little tower, curl up in the nest, and he should take you right back. I'm pretty sure we have nothing else to trade with Snuggly, so. Alright. At least nothing that I want anyway. Okay. Back at Firelink. I'm just gonna go off here, jump across. Let me check to see if anybody else has anything to say. I don't think so, but I'm just gonna check.
Oh, miracle. Come again. The effect.
You will die. One of these days I will get you. Rantius?
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased, as always. A pyromancer's flame is the flame.
Nothing for you. No. I thought I could, check how much it would cost, but yeah, we might be able to get it up to plus 13 with our 70,000 souls, but
Goodbye then. Big don't you?
I only need it to 10, so we're good.
I'm not.
Okay, nothing new. I don't think there's anything new, so let's just check.
Oh, if you.
All right. Just checking. All right, it's gargoyle time. Yeah, the gargoyles can drop weapons and armor as well. Well, a helmet, a shield, and a weapon, but you're more than likely just going to get the helmet. You can get the weapon and maybe the shield, but I hope we get the weapon, because I really do want the weapon. But, oh well. We'll get it eventually. Alright. Going over here to rest at this bonfire, so we have our spawn point. So one of you is actually going to come down here, but I guess not. Alright. No, we can just go right to it. Alright. Alright, gargoyles, here we come. Just so they don't follow us. I'd rather not have to deal with them while we're climbing up the ladder, but... Thank you. Get our Drake sword. Get the rabble's attention. Vacuum slice. Alright. Anybody else? No? Good. Alright, what weapon do we want to use? I thought I heard something. What weapon do we want to use? Yeah, we'll stick with the partisan, why not? You guys shouldn't be too hard. Alright. Yep, back here we have Lordran. We could summon Lordran for this fight. We don't want to. Well, we don't need to anyway. Well, yeah, sure, why not? I'd say the more the merrier. I usually don't, but it's not gonna not gonna make much of a difference. But we will summon Solaire of Astora. There is a bug, glitch, whatever. Summoning NPCs will give the boss more health, but there is a way to bypass it if you're quick enough. So if we didn't have Lordran here, if we initiated summoning the Solaire, and then we went to the boss room and triggered the fight, he'll still be summoned, but the boss won't get the health boost from it. So we can kind of, I don't want to say cheese, but we could definitely take advantage of that. We will do that in the depths, but not for the gargoyles. We don't need that for the gargoyles. Gargoyles should be pretty easy. All right. So come on, Solaire. I need you for your sunlight metal. Praise the sun. I should probably have gotten that first, but well. Slap on gold pine resin. I think it'll be better than the magic weapon. All right. Shall we? Them come in, get about here, buff, and let's go. gargoyle. I just hope you don't die too soon. Ooh, yep, his tail. Wow. Wow. Wow, okay, that's, gargoyle, are you, okay, that, I was expecting them to have more health than that with 2 summons. Yes, you're almost guaranteed to get the gargoyle helmet. You can, again, get their weapon or shield. We weren't lucky this time, but Twin Humanities, we got the Sunlight Medal because we got Solaire, and Bell Gargoyles. All right, that just does make sense. I think we I think something happened. I don't know. They're supposed to have a lot more health than that. I'm like, really? Jeez. I don't know. I think I bugged them somehow. Oh well. Yeah, I was expecting like more health than that. I did not expect to like 3-tap them, but gargoyles, whatever. But definitely overkilled that fight, which is fine. I mean, my motto is, why make it hard on yourself? Right. Keep climbing. And the bell. We rang the first bell. And if you are online, you can actually hear the bell of other players who ring it. So if you're playing online and you hear a bell ring, that's because another player rang it already, or rang it in their world. So I wouldn't recommend boning out yet, using a homeward bone or something. Climb back down the ladders, and you'll find a special character. He shows up when you ring the bell. So, hello, and this is Oswald of Karim.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the partner. Thou appearest to lack faith. Yet magnanimous are the gods. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sins my domain.
Learn gesture? Well, was it? Rests. Wait. When we request absolution, it means because we did something bad to some NPC, but I don't quite remember if we did anything like that. Usually this involves, attacking an NPC or doing something. Unless it's, we broke covenants, but that shouldn't matter. I mean, it's a lot, but I have no clue why we need absolution for something. But yeah, here we can abandon covenants at no... I want to say it's no penalty. Usually when you abandon a covenant, the penalty is that you lose progress to the next rank. So if you're rank 1, you're on your way to rank 2. If you abandon the covenant, you lose your progress to rank 2. So I think if you abandon it from him, I don't think you get that penalty, but I never really care because, I don't really care. All right, Oswald, what do you guys say?
Hast thou acquaintance with Petrus of Thurn? I wager you two has likely found much in common. For is he not too drenched in sin?
And that's another character basically telling us that Petrus is not a good guy. Nope.
Hast thou acquaintance? I wager for is
I'm tempted to do this, see if it has any new dialogue, but I will leave it for now. Alright, so purchase items. You can buy purging stones from him at a cheaper price than the female merchant. I think it's like half price, but still, it's still a lot. 3,000. This is an online item. If you get invaded by another player, and you die to him or her, use this. It'll add that player to the list of the Book of the Guilty. This is another online item for the Blue Sentinels, I think is what they're called. I don't quite remember what they're called, but yeah, it's a counter invader covenant. No, I don't think they're called Blue Sentinels. I think they're called something else. It's like the Dark Moon, Blades of the Dark Moon or something like that. Yeah, so they can invade, invaders kind of thing. So these are online items. We don't need them, but we'll probably take them. Yeah. The goddess of sin, Velka, oversees this list of the guilty who have disrespected the gods or their covenants, and shall one day face the wrath, the blades of the dark moon. Okay, so blades of the dark moon. Or their covenants. Okay. So we're probably guilty because we abandoned covenants. The Way of the White, and then the Grave Lord. So, slip sold by Bishop of Velka, goddess of sin. If you are killed by an invader, use this to report the crime of that trespasser. The indicted player will be added to a list of unfortunate souls who will one day face the wrath of the blades of the dark moon. So, get invaded, die to them, use this, and then the blades of the dark moon will invade them. So. Karmic Justice, interesting little item, miracle. Miracle, the black-haired witch Velka, temporary auto counter versus heavy damage. For each sin, there is a punishment, and it is the task of Goddess Velka to define the sin and merit out the punishment. So I like how it starts off calling her a black-haired witch, and then later on it's the Goddess Velka. So, interesting. Velka's Talisman, medium for casting miracles of the gods. This black tuft of hair that serves as a talisman belongs to Velka, goddess of sin. It casts miracles not by drawing upon faith, but intelligence. One more point into intelligence so we can use this. In fact, it's probably a better talisman for us anyway. Because again, it does scale off intelligence. So our heal spell will be more powerful with this than the actual talisman. So we will buy it along with this. Well, no. 40,000. No thanks, not now. Yep. And the bite rings. Yep, one of the infamous bite rings, commissioned by Sir Astor of Kareem. Despite the dreadful rumors surrounding its creation, this ring is an unmistakable asset in its ability to help prevent bleeding. Boost your bleed resistance, and this one's also similar, but it boosts poison, and by extension toxic. So we're getting that one for sure. Ring of Sacrifice. We already got one of these. We don't really need them, so we won't buy that. We'll come back for the bite ring and the miracle. Oof. Pricey, but
Has that I wait for is
okay.
Thou art welcome anytime.
Excuse me.
It is only human to commit a sin.
Yeah, well, we'll be back. I just got to make sure I have enough souls to buy all the weapons off Shiva. So. All right. Oh yeah, you can actually see into Sen's fortress. And that little platform right there is actually where we'll fight the Iron Golem. So you can actually see a lot of stuff. Alright, we'll actually have one more thing we want to do. I probably should have done it before I did the gargoyles, but it's not necessary. Although, do I really want... Yeah, we'll do it. Alright. And what we're doing is we're going to head down to the Warriors of the Sunlight. Wait, no, we can't do that yet. Never mind, I just remembered. Covenants. Covenants are fickle things. I was like, we should probably do the Covenant. Wait, no, we need to stay in the Forest Hunter Covenant first. Yeah. I keep forgetting. Alright, whatever. Let's get to the bonfire. We'll put one more point into intelligence so we can use the talisman. We should still have enough souls. Yeah, 50,000. Okay, we're good. Do that. Then we check our talisman. Okay, not much better, but it is better, so... But... Anyway. Alright, whatever. As long as we have that talisman, we're good. Alright. Alright. And with that, I am going to call an episode. Yep. Finally, we finished up the last of the things I want to do before we go down. We revisited the asylum. Well, we actually had to grab the key off the roof up there. On that roof right there. Yeah, definitely grab that key before you go to the asylum, because otherwise you'll have to come back and go back, and it's real time killer. Yeah, grab the key off the roof. Went up to the crow's nests up in that little spire up there. Curled up in its nest like a ball. Waited a couple seconds. Cutscene ensued. Crow took us back to the asylum. And the first thing we did in the asylum is that we made trade with Snuggly the Crow. Yep. We did some of the trades, not all of them. I mean, most of them, well, a lot of them are really fairly valuable trades. Moss clumps for Twinkling Titanite. Dug Pie, and one other thing for Demon Titanite. Skull Lantern for this Ring of Fog. Trying to think of what other stuff we traded. But I think those were the main things. Trade the items for the upgrade materials, the lantern for the ring, and yeah, and that's all we did for Snuggly for the moment. We'll probably go back to him and get some of the other stuff, but I don't know, we'll see. But yep. So after Snuggly the Crow, went into the asylum itself, fought through some hollows, a Black Knight, well, 2 Black Knights actually. Neither of them gave me their shields. I want their shields, but at least one of them was kind enough to drop their weapon, so we're good on that front for now. So I think the last Black Knight is in the Tomb of the Giants, and the rest and the respawning ones are in the kiln. So yeah, and just. Let me think if there's any others. There's 2 in the asylum, the Undead Burg, Parish, Basin, Catacombs. Yeah, I think those are the Black Knights we got so far, which means the last one is in the Tomb of the Giants. And after that, they're all in the Kiln of the First Flame. Dang. So we have one more chance to get the shield, but it's pretty late in the game anyway, so it's like, wow, whatever. I know. It's the Black Knight shield is One of the best shields in the game, probably second best medium shield in the game. It's just really nice to have early on. It's got excellent fire damage negation. It's like 95% negation to fire, so it's very useful for Izalith and all that. But anyway, unlucky on the shield, lucky on the weapon. Picked up the Rusted Iron Ring, which we will need at the bottom of Blighttown. Picked up the Peculiar Doll, which we'll need in Anne Rolando. Black Knights, the Hollows. Took on Hollified Oscar of Astora, although the shield calls him the Nameless Knight, even though the community has basically named him Oscar. So I think they named him Oscar because I think one of the game files, the unused dialogue or descriptions or something, named him Oscar or something like that. So the community knows him as Oscar of Astora. So, took on his hollowified form. He dropped for us the Crest Shield. It's another really good shield, particularly against Gwendolyn, because Gwendolyn does a lot of magic attacks, and the shield negates a pretty hefty amount of magic, so it's pretty good against any magic enemies. Gwendolyn, the Stray Demon, which does magic attacks, but took on Oscar, and then we fought the Stray Demon. Ended up going with the Black Knight sword that was kindly dropped because we could wield it, and it did pretty well. It was a solid weapon. It is a solid weapon for the entire game. If you're lucky enough to get in the Undead Burg at the beginning, and you put points into strength and dex to wield it, it'll take you through the whole game. It's got really good strength scaling, I think. Just check real quick. Yeah, well, it starts out with a C, and I think it gets up to a B if you upgrade it. It's strength scaling, so it's a solid strength weapon. All you need is the 18 dexterity, and you'll be good. So we ended up using that against a Stray Demon. It did better than I expected, because it wasn't upgraded. I knew the Stray Demon was pretty tanky enemy, so I wasn't expecting to do as much as it did. So all we did is slow and steady. Used fall control to enter the Stray Demon's arena, so we avoid fall damage. And then we just kind of get behind him, whack at his tail, hopefully get him into a little animation loop where he'll do the ground slam, magic attack, attack his tail, wait for this attack to end, attack his tail again, rinse and repeat. So it's not hard, it's just tedious. So because he's pretty beefy boy with a lot of defense. But we did eventually beat him. And he's guaranteed to drop for us a Titanite Slab. I think he's the only guaranteed drop in the base game. There is another one in the DLC, but that one's a bit trickier to get to. But we do have one, which means we can max out a weapon at plus 15 once we get the Very Large Ember from New Londo. So it'll be a little bit before we get a maxed out weapon. So in the meantime, we'll have to decide what weapon we want to max out with. Took on the Stray Demon, came back to Firelink, went up to the parish, summoned Lautrec and Solaire, and took on the Bell Gargoyles. Although that wasn't really much of a fight, because I think something happened. When you have two summons, they're supposed to get twice as much health or 3 times as much health, but for whatever reason, we killed him 3 hits. It's wow, really. I think their base health is I want to say it's 1,000-ish, maybe a bit more than that. So if we had 2 summons, it should be 2,000-ish, I want to say. I'll have to double check, but it didn't seem like they had that much health. I don't know what's wrong. But I think the game bugged out somewhere. I have a feeling it did, because that fight was way too easy with 2 summons. But yeah, just make sure we made sure to grab make sure to cut off the Bell Gargoyle's tail for his tail weapon. In fact, I forgot to read the description. Gargoyle tail axe. Oh, it's a dex weapon. Yep, sliced tail of the gargoyle guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church, patrolling in Anor Londo. Yes, there are more. Two more up in Anor Londo. Once you kill those two, you'll guarantee the drop of all their drops. Their helmet, again, their weapon, and their shield. So, can be used as a bronze battle axe. Bends dramatically during large attacks, owing to its nature as a tail. Yep, in fact, it'll actually. Let me just show you. Yeah, besides the resistant buff from all gargoyle weapons, the strong attack. Yeah, you can see it bend. It's actually pretty long range, long reaching. I'm actually kind of curious. It is long reaching, so we might. Hold on. What does it take to upgrade you? Shards. That's actually a consideration, and we might actually consider that. Just for its reach, if for anything else. It's kind of like a cross between a halberd and an axe. So, we'll consider it. We'll consider it. But anyway, yeah. Make sure you cut off its tail before you kill it. I'll probably pass it up. What was I using? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Got its tail cut. Beat up the two gargoyles. Yep. It can drop its helmet, its weapon, and its shields. You're almost guaranteed to get the helmet every time. It's a really high drop rate for the helmet. There is also a low chance for its weapon and I think its shield as well. But those are pretty rare. You can get them, but it's just don't expect it. Got Twin Humanities. We got Silent Metal because we summoned Solaire. If you summon a Sunbro and you beat a boss, you'll get a Sunlight Metal. I think we need at least 10. Yeah, I think we need 10 in order to get the all the items from the Covenant. Yep. Gargoyles climbed the tower, rang the bell, came back down, and met Oswald of Karim. Yep. Where apparently we're drenched in sin. I guess because we broke covenants with the gods, so... Yeah, so it's 22,000 to undo it, but... I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. But we bought a talisman, a ring from him. He told us that, we're like Petrus. We're both drenched in sin. Which is another reason why Petrus is such a evil person, or why the community doesn't like him. And then after that, I thought about going to the Sunlight Warrior Covenant, but then realized we had to stick with our current covenant until we get out of Blighttown. And that was it. Made progress, and now we are actually ready to go down. Yep. Next episode, we'll be going down into the depths. Finally make our way down to Blighttown, which I've been putting off for as long as I can. Mainly because I need to gather stuff to make Blighttown a bit more bearable. So, but now I have everything I need to go down. We need to make sure we have 30 humanity somehow, 50,000-ish souls, and then we should be good to go. So, yep. So yeah, next episode, the depths. Maybe the first half of Blighttown, depending on how long the depths take. But yeah. So yeah, next episode is the depths, because there's basilisks down there. There's a hostile NPC invasion down there, which we do want to do. There's another channeler down there. Again, basilisks, which could, curse us if we're not careful. And then we'll have to take on the gaping dragon. And depending on how much time, we'll take on the first section of Blighttown, at least to the bonfire. The first bonfire, anyway. But yeah, going down, going down. But again, that will be for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.